First forecast, sponsored by Gary County Convention and Visitors Bureau.
It's been a cold fall day. Those temperatures are starting to fall this evening. Some spots getting below 40 degrees now. 36 for Topeka, 33 for Hiawatha. Manhattan now coming in at 37, and Fort is holding on to 43. Really won't see our temperatures budge all that much as we go throughout the course of the night. We'll hit our overnight low around midnight or so as clouds continue to increase as well. And we start to warm things back up early on in the morning. How much we rebound for your Saturday afternoon, of that and more coming up.
Now at 9, a local hospital is playing its part in fighting the pandemic. We take a look at the different types of testing crucial to tracking the virus. Plus,
if the individual just wants it now, we can just test.
Coronavirus testing is now easier to come by than ever in our area. We'll tell you what options are available for you, and
I just don't feel like the ACT or SAT scores are reflective of their academic ability.
Who needs even more pressure this year? Find out how a local university is making applying for scholarships easier. But before we take a look at your weekend weather, we want to start with an update to the cold case investigation of Alonzo Brooks. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Mackenzie Davis. The FBI says it spoke with people who had not previously spoken with investigators, learning there was another party the same night the party Brooks attended. Now, this is Brooks that you're seeing right here on your screen. Investigators learned a confirmation happened at the other party. Many of the people left that one and went to the farmhouse party where Brooks was. Brooks attended that gathering near Lacine on the night of April 3rd, 2004. The FBI says Brooks rode to the party with friends, but they left him, leaving him without a ride. Shortly after his disappearance, his friends found his boots and hat along a nearby creek. His family then found his body at the beginning of May 2004, not far from where the farmhouse party took place. An autopsy back then was unable to determine what caused Brooks' death. The FBI started investigating the case again last year. Just a few months ago, they announced a $100,000 reward in the case. Then in July, his body was exhumed. The FBI is investigating Brooks' death as a potentially racially motivated crime.
It's been cold all throughout the day today. We had plenty of sunshine. We're not seeing those clear skies this evening. Few clouds trying to filter in across the area, mainly along and south of I-70. This is what the system just to our south, bringing in some very, very isolated showers across portions of Oklahoma and Arkansas as well. Could see some of these isolated pop-up showers clip our very, very southeastern portion of the viewing area. So clouds will continue to stick around and build in, not only for the southeastern part, but for the entire viewing area as well. But the chance for some isolated pop-up showers just after midnight. Again, areas along and south of I-35 have a chance to see some of this rainfall. Heading on into tomorrow morning, though, we all start to see that cloud cover, and that'll stick around through a majority of the daytime tomorrow as well. Temperatures across the state, 30s and 40s locally. Most spots have started to dip down below that 40-degree mark. Again, 36 in Topeka, Marysville at 37. Peoria holding on to those low 40s along with Burlington as well. And those winds already starting to pick up speed this evening. The slightest breeze will make it feel colder outside. We're seeing 5 to 15 mile an hour southerly and southeasterly breezes out there. And they're only going to pick up speed even more heading on into tomorrow. That's going to impact your weekend plans. That's coming up.
Turning to our coronavirus coverage now. Starting now, people in Jackson and Nemaha County will be required to wear a mask in public. Both counties issued the order today, opting into Governor Laura Kelly's mask order. These go into effect immediately. The Jackson County Health Department will revisit the order on November 23rd. Nemaha County will review the mandate on December 14th. And you can read both orders over on our website, fox43topeka.com. Local health officials believe testing is a critical component in getting this pandemic under control. Fox 43 News reporter Kelly Peltier breaks down what testing options we have here locally and who they are testing and why.
Officials here at St. Francis tell me they have more testing capabilities than they did at the beginning of the pandemic, but it's still not as much as they would like. Their chief medical officer tells me that to really understand how much coronavirus is in a community, everyone should be getting tested every single day. At St. Francis, they're using a few different methods to test people for the virus. First is the molecular PCR test. This is done with a swab up the nose or by collecting saliva. She says these are the most accurate. The next is the antigen test, also known as a rapid test with results as fast as 30 minutes. This is the test they're using most frequently at St. Francis, simply because they have the most of them. She says the antigen tests are the most accurate when given to people over a number of days. That's because they can sometimes produce a false negative or positive. But says it's important to remember that no test will ever be 100% accurate.
You have to take the clinical picture, so talking to the patient, getting, kind of their history of exposure, their symptoms, and then also how much the virus is present in the community will tell you really how accurate your test is.
Finally, there's the antibody test, which is a blood test. It only tells if you previously had the virus, so it's not a good test to see if you're actively infectious. She says the antibody test has been the most helpful when they were giving convalescent plasma to patients for treatment. As for who they give these tests to, she says the guidelines have become a lot less restrictive since the start of the pandemic.
If you have a fever, a cough, shortness of breath, fatigue, headache, the loss of taste and smell, so if there's a high suspicion of exposure, then it's pretty easy to say, yes, we should test. And there's a lot of times where if the individual just wants it now, we can just test, particularly in the outpatient arena.
All staff are required to do a self-screening before they go into work. That includes taking their temperature and also getting tested in certain situations. She says until there's an effective vaccine, the community needs to continue up with those guidelines that we've heard since the beginning of this pandemic. That means washing your hands, social distancing, and wearing a mask when you can't separate from others. Reporting in Central Topeka, Kelly Peltier, Fox 43 News.
Nurses in Topeka are feeling more prepared than ever as coronavirus cases keep rising in Kansas. The St. Francis Chief Nursing Officer says it's thanks to more technology and equipment, as well as just learning how to better treat patients who have the virus. She says she encourages nurses to take time for themselves since the workload can be difficult.
One of the focuses we've had is really on resiliency and self-care, recognition, celebration. Reconnecting back to why we're in healthcare, and this really is our calling, and now is our time.
She says good communication with other employees and support from the community has also helped their nurses. The country's leading infectious disease expert says the nation will soon be making big strides against the coronavirus pandemic. The doctor says so far the recently announced vaccines have proven to be effective. Dr. Anthony Fauci says that means the pandemic will not be continuing much longer. The comments come at the time coronavirus infections and deaths have been spiking in the United States. The doctor expressed optimism about the coronavirus vaccines that have been developed.
But we are fortunate because the first one out of the gate is more than 90%, probably close to 95% effective. So what we're hoping is that those who have vaccine hesitancy, who are skeptical about a vaccine, will see that the efficacy of this is so high that they may change their mind about wanting to get vaccinated.
He says the novel coronavirus is here to stay. He says he doubts it will ever be eradicated altogether. Today, state leaders approved moving $25 million in leftover CARES Act money to several state agencies. The State Finance Council met virtually to issue relief money in order to speed up pandemic relief efforts. The money was initially set aside for housing assistance. Officials say with the more than $100 million requested from state agencies, the money could address those other issues sooner. State Senator Jim Dennings explains why it's important to address requests quickly.
Putting folks that have health care needs at risk because our hospitals are totally full, their employees are exhausted, they're dealing with COVID spread in their own families.
They also put aside $1.5 million for a statewide coronavirus PSA campaign. Governor Laura Kelly is working with the Kansas Hospital Association and other partners to educate on the risk of the coronavirus. Tonight, 109,000 people in Kansas have now tested positive. Nearly 73,000 of those people have recovered, though, and more than 1,100 people have died. Now, it is important to remember these numbers are total since the virus first arrived in Kansas. Coronavirus is changing things on the university level as well, making applying for scholarships easier. K-State students who haven't been able to take their ACT or SAT because of the pandemic don't have to stress if they'll get help paying for college. It also counts for students who aren't happy with the score they got. The university is changing the admission requirements and offering general scholarship options without a standardized test score.
We know that students are having trouble taking the ACT, retaking an ACT. They just don't feel like the ACT or SAT scores are reflective of their academic ability.
The application deadline for scholarships is January 5th. Fans will not be allowed to watch Washburn and Emporia State basketball games in person for the first several games. Both universities made the announcement today. Only families of the players will be allowed in White Auditorium and Lee Arena. The decision is because of a recent spike in coronavirus cases in our area. Emporia State fans who have already bought season tickets this year will be contacted by the athletic department. Fans can still listen and watch the games live on the radio or on the MAAA website. We are all looking for a sprinkle of normal around this holiday season, so how about some festive lights? Coming up when you can see the zoo lights and who this year's special guest is. Plus, a Topeka tradition still happening this year, how the Cortez lights will look different during the pandemic.
And winds will continue to pick up throughout the night and through a majority of the daytime tomorrow, sustained up to 25 miles an hour. Wind gusts could see them close to 40 miles an hour in spots. But these winds will help us warm up heading on into the weekend. How much we see our temperatures increase for your Saturday, that's coming up.
You're watching Fox 43 News at 9 with Mackenzie Davis, meteorologist Gabriela Gomez, and Pete Francis with sports.
I'm next. How can I help?
Next, Tuesday at 9 on Fox.
Meet the Murphys. A busy family who loves Casey's Pizza.
We're going to get pizza. Yes.
Now, Casey's has curbside pickup for the Murphys, so they can order online, grab dinner without even leaving the car, and enjoy a meal together as a family. Now get 2 large single-topping pizzas for just $8.99 each and pick them up curbside. Casey's, here for curbside pickup, here for good.
Flint Hills Heart Vascular and Vein Clinic is a unique vascular center dedicated to the complete treatment of diseases of the arteries and veins. We emphasize amputation prevention, common in diabetics, with state-of-the-art diagnostic and interventional equipment. Our integrated wound center has the region's only hyperbaric oxygen chamber. Flint Hills Heart Vascular and Vein Clinic is owned and operated by Dr. Raymond Datillo. Dr. Datillo is board certified in endovascular medicine and nationally renowned in the field of peripheral vascular disease.
Topeka's Christmas station.
Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday.
Merry Christmas from Magic 107.7.
This is no time to have your car break down. That's why your local team of technicians at Certified Transmission are on the job and ready to help. Right now, we're offering special services to our transmission repair customers, including free pickup and return of your vehicle, remote payment options, and post-repair sanitizing of interior surfaces. Now more than ever, it's important to protect your transportation and your health. If you have a transmission problem, we're here for you. Your neighborhood experts at Certified Transmission.
You can help fill the pantry by donating to Topeka's Ronald McDonald House. Wish list items can be purchased and dropped off at Seabrook Apple Market on November 14th and 21st. Help keep families with sick children together by supporting Topeka's Ronald McDonald House.
Thanksgiving is still a couple weeks away, but it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas over at the Topeka Zoo. The zoo is setting up for its new Zoo Lights event. It starts on Black Friday, and there are already lights strung up all over the zoo. There will also be a special guest from the North Pole.
They get to have cookies and hot cocoa while listening to a story with Mrs. Claus, and then they get to do an ornament craft to take home, and then of course they get to end their experience meeting the pronghorns.
Zoo Lights is on November 27th. Cookies with Mrs. Claus will launch on December 3rd, and you can find more information on our website, fox43topeka.com. A holiday tradition is back in the capital city this weekend. Take a look at the sneak peek of this year's Cortez Holiday Light Show. The show is launching in Topeka tomorrow night. It was a hard year for the light show between the coronavirus pandemic and damage from flooding over the summer.
It was just a major setback, but I knew, like, with COVID going on, it just had to be something positive for the community. So I pulled through and was able to get the show running for this year.
Instead of the traditional block party, the show is launching virtually this year. This all starts at 6:20 tomorrow night, and we posted more information over on our website. And another holiday tradition was put in place today. Santa Claus was hoisted on top of the Dillon Supermarket in the Brookwood Shopping Center. That's the one in southwest Topeka. The large statue of the St. Nick has kicked off the holiday seasons for the past 55 years. Well, listen, curbside pickup for food is a great way to keep people safe, but what about pizza being made curbside? Still ahead, how a man is bringing a portable wood-fired oven on the road to keep business going.
And tonight we'll continue to see temperatures drop until about midnight or so. That's when we'll hit our low temperature in the low 40s and upper 30s, and we start to warm back up going on from there. Upper 60s, if not close to 70 degrees heading on into tomorrow afternoon, I should say. How long the warmer temperatures stick around before the cold air returns, that's coming up.
Don't miss the House of Woo musical review at the Columbian Theater in Wamego.
It's Chevy Truck Month. It's Deck Building Month. It's Toy Hauling Month. It's Explore New Ground Month. It's the month to get things done. Make it your own and make every month Chevy Truck Month.
Get $4,500 cash allowance on all 2020 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance towards the purchase of eligible accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving and other benefits, like emergency roadside service, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Time to start it up, America. You've got a lot of joy to make. And we're kicking off the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event because you've got turkeys to fry and thanks to give. To help you do it right, we're giving you 90 days payment deferment and 1,000 trade assist cash on the Built Ford Tough F-150 and Ford Ranger. That's on top of what your eligible trade is worth. That'll make a lot of joy this season. Get $10,995 in total savings on F-150, plus $1,000 trade assist on top of what your eligible trade is worth.
Happy Hour just got hoppier at IHOP with a $5 menu featuring pancakes, burgers, and more yum-yums. So while you can't buy happiness, you can buy hoppiness. iHoppy Hour, every day from 2 to 10 p.m.
Normal. We're all trying to get back to it together. But what if there were a new normal? One where everyone recognized how much we need everyone else and how much we need everyone to be healthy. At Grace Med, that's our hope. That's why we provide a medical home in 16 locations with a wide range of healthcare services for everyone, regardless of their ability to pay. It's also why we deliver care when and where it's needed most. Because we're Grace Med, the home of hope care for everyone.
Now your Storm Track weather with meteorologist Gabriela Gomez.
Well, there's no doubt that we started off cold this morning. We saw plenty of sunshine that helped us warm up, but we were still below average for our Friday. We're seeing clouds continuing to filter in across the area this evening, and they will continue to do so throughout the night and into tomorrow morning. We'll still warm up, though, heading on into the start of the weekend. Despite that cloud cover, we'll see well above average temperatures heading on into Saturday. Winds will also pick up as we're anticipating at another cold front that'll move through late Saturday afternoon into the early evening hours. Could bring in a slight rain chance, especially for our northern counties. And then we start to clear things out and see cooler temperatures make a return, more seasonable temperatures heading on into Sunday. Of course, we were below average today with our afternoon high and the low this morning. should be about 34 and 56. Started at 19 degrees this morning. Barely made it up to just shy of 50 degrees earlier this afternoon. Most of the viewing area started below that 20-degree mark earlier today. 16 degrees for Lawrence and Hiawatha. Also, Marysville started at 16. Manhattan started at 15 degrees this morning. Peoria started at 20. So a very chilly start to the day. Not going to get that cold heading on into tonight. We'll actually see our low being hit just past midnight heading on into tomorrow morning. We're in those mid to upper 30s right now. Some slight breezes from the east will make it feel colder than those 30s. We're continuing to see that cloud cover, though, filtering in across the area, especially our southern counties. Have a little bit of some random activity just to our south. Some pop-up showers across Oklahoma and Arkansas. Could continue to see some develop heading on throughout the night into just past midnight. That could clip our far southeastern portion of the viewing area. So just past midnight, some rain tries to filter in across really just south of I-35 there. Doesn't really look that promising, but there is a chance that you could see some rain. Otherwise, cloud cover builds in all across the area early tomorrow morning. Trying to see some peaks of sunshine through the middle part of the day. Heading on to the late afternoon and evening, could see another chance for some pop-up showers moving in across our northern counties. That moves through fairly quickly. We clear out heading on into Sunday, and we should see plenty of sunshine as we close out the weekend. Temperatures tonight, again, we'll see our low just past midnight, upper 30s, low 40s, rebounding to close to 70 degrees in spots. Some of our southern counties, 70 is really not out of the question heading on into tomorrow. Winds will pick up throughout the night, 15 to 20 miles an hour. During the daytime, about 15 to 25 mile an hour sustained winds from the south. Wind gusts could be up to 40 miles an hour. We'll start to see them change direction heading on into the evening hours. Still maintaining speed, though, 20 to 25 into Saturday evening, overnight into Sunday, and that'll bring in that colder air heading on into Sunday afternoon as we struggle to get out of those 50s. Really, we only see one cool day out ahead of us, and that'll be on Sunday, mid to upper 50s. Soon as the work week rolls around, some low 60s make a return. We stay dry through these next several days. Besides that rain chance tomorrow, slowly starting to warm back up into the mid to upper 60s Wednesday and Thursday, and maybe you could see some low 70s return about a week from now.
I'm here for it. That's fine. I like the low. I like the high 60s.
Yeah, it's really not that bad, especially compared to today and this morning, where it was,
oh my gosh,
a little bit chilly,
so cold, and I was considering putting on my coat, my robe, and some sweatpants, but I didn't want the neighbors to see me like that.
Yeah,
but it's cold.
It was cold, but yeah. It'll get a lot better.
Yes, I can't wait. Well, from the oven straight to your car, we've got a look at a street kitchen making pizzas to keep a business going. Stick with us.
Wow, a new Buick for me?
To James, from James. That's just what I wanted.
Is this a new Buick?
I Secret Santed myself.
I shouldn't have, but I have been very good this year.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Don't forget you this holiday season. Get an SUV from Buick.
Get $7,500 purchase allowance on select 2020 Envision vehicles in dealer stock, or pay no interest on most 2020 SUV models.
At Lindy Spring, we have been committed to the same mission for 60 years, providing clean water solutions and quality customer service to the communities we serve. With complete water systems and softeners to fit all commercial and residential needs, Lindy Spring makes sure you're drinking clean, healthy, and great-tasting water without sacrificing convenience or quality. As the oldest independent water treatment company in Northeast Kansas, we have proudly served local homes and businesses since 1958. Lindy Spring, the very best in clean water systems.
Whether it's the habanero and mango or the sweet onion teriyaki with over 54 flavors of chicken, pork, and beef broths, you're sure to find your favorite flavor at Leonard Meat. Hamburger by the pound or patties, marinated chicken, bacon, pork, spare ribs, 9 flavors of sausage, and the one-of-a-kind hamburger with bacon. Leonard Meat is much more than a meat shop with Stumpy's cheese, spices, pickles, appetizers, and more. Great quality at a great price. Leonard Meat, downtown Topeka.
Welcome to Golden Eagle Casino, home to fun, excitement, and great food. Fridays and Saturdays in November, you could be stuffing your pockets with your share of $3,500 in K-Cash each night. On Sunday, you can warm up to winning with different hot prizes each week. The big dice keep rolling at Golden Eagle on Thursday with up to $50 K-Cash free play. And let's talk turkey, where 300 slot points will get you a free Thanksgiving turkey. Make yourself at home and let the good times roll at Golden Eagle Casino, your hometown casino.
Hog Wild's taking orders for Thanksgiving. Order soon. Quantities are limited.
A pizzeria thinking outside the box, pun intended, to find a way to stay afloat during the pandemic. As Fox's Briella Tomasetti tells us, they are doing it by serving up curbside pizza cooked in a portable wood-fired pizza oven.
Sal Scampitelli and Vito Ligori begin their day by hauling this 4,500-pound wood-fired pizza oven up to the curb. Then they put up a tent and turn on the heat.
It's 1,000 degrees inside, but outside, look, excellent.
Some would call it dedication, but for these longtime pizza makers, well, it's just part of the job.
Everything is fresh every single day for you guys, for the community.
Sal and Vito ordered the impressive brick oven from Naples, Italy, and then got it shipped to New York for private parties.
And one more regular.
But the pandemic canceled their plans and nearly crushed their small business altogether.
For the virus, we lose our job. And we were working for a long time, and we had no choice.
That is until the dynamic duo decided to set up shop on the corner of Steinway Street and 19th Avenue in Astoria, Queens, calling their new venture Una Pizzeria Portatile, a portable pizzeria.
A pizza napolitana.
Sal and Vito start selling fresh, homemade pies at around 11 a.m., but customers line up a whole lot earlier than that. Some of them even stop by 2 times a day.
This pizza is fantastic. It's worth the wait. Figured I'd be the first one here.
I come to support them. The pizza's really, really good.
It's some of the best pizza you'll find in Queens.
When it comes to options, you can go with the traditional pizza margherita, or you can mix it up.
Sharp provolone cheese, fresh mozzarella, fresh ricotta, and spinach. I usually got the sausage with the spinach. You know, the margarita with the sausage and the spinach.
So as they say in Italy, buon appetito.
Beautiful day tomorrow to get out and enjoy it. Close to 70 degrees in spots. Chance for some showers to move in across our northern counties late during the afternoon and early evening hours. Cooler heading on into Sunday, mid to upper 50s, but then we warm right back up heading on into the work week with low to mid 60s expected for much of it, and we could see some 70s heading on into next weekend.
All right, well, thanks for watching. Have a great night and enjoy your weekend.
Not a good gift giver.
Like the talking scale you got your wife.